In this video, we're gonna find out if the new Hyundai Santa Fe calligraphy is worth $50,000. All right, so pause right here if you guys wanna get an exact idea of the spec that we're looking at in this video, which costs $50,905. But let's talk about it because that's Hyundai Palisade money. I think one of the most important things we wanna consider is storage space. We have a really large tailgate, which they did obviously change as part of that exterior styling for 2024. Let's talk about it. With all the seats up, this is what you get. I can fit a backpack here pretty easily with the seats in like their flat position, which is nice. But it really starts to get better when you fold the seats flat, which you do easy by just, taking this tab here. You can drop them in, and then if you want to bring them up, you just lift it. If you look onto the right side, you'll see there's two buttons here for the electronically folding second row, which is not common to see on these types of vehicles. And I think that is a premium feature, but we'll get into that when we get into the second row. Let's hop onto the first row and see what you get for the calligraphy model. All right, hopping into the first row, this is fully loaded, so you're gonna get everything. I think the most important thing people care about is the dual curved display system. Two 12.3-inch touchscreens that has wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You also get Hyundai Pay, which is a new feature they've been talking about. But their newest software, it's really nice, very responsive. You get this nice wood grain like material to kind of rest your hand on while you interface with the touchscreen. But coming down here, let's talk about what you get. Touchscreens on the AC, touchpad for the AC controls, physical knobs for your climate, temperature, volume, and power, as well as a tune knob, which is nice. Your drive modes are down here, so your four-wheel lock, auto start-stop, downhill assist, and then your surround view camera, which is a part of that calligraphy trim level. And then down here, you get a pretty interesting setup. USB-C ports that you can change from just charging or charging and data if you want that wired Apple CarPlay or Android Auto experience. You get a dedicated charging outlet. This UV-C, it's UV cleaning basically, which we'll get into in a little bit. And then you have a Qi wireless charge indicator for the two wireless chargers that are over here, which is really nice that they're raised so your camera bumps aren't actually interfering with that. So it stays nice and level with the charging pad. Down here, you get two cup holders. This is the key, that nice little Hyundai badge type key. You have that park assist. You can pull out of parking spots if you want. And then over here, you have a center console. We have some snacks and some cables in here. And it's nice that kids from the back can access that. But we'll show you that a little more later. Going over here, you have a nice snack tray. The snacks aren't included with that $50,000 price, unfortunately. I'm sure you can get a dealership to give you that. But this storage compartment here is really nice because that UV cleaning, actually, if you put a phone in here, you turn on that UV cleaning button, it'll clean and disinfect whatever is in here. Super cool feature. I think that's awesome. And then let's talk about these seats. Because it's the calligraphy, you get heated and ventilated seats. These are nice leather seats, perforation, and the nice H pattern that you're gonna see as a theme throughout the entire interior. You get a dedicated sunroof for just the front driver. You also, just for the front row, you also get a digital rear view mirror, which is a nice touch. And the whole headliner is this nice suede Alcantara type material. You also, I forgot to mention, do get storage down here, which is really cool. As well as ambient lighting that goes across the dash, which is a really nice touch. But with that, let's hop onto the driver's side and see what you get from my perspective. All right, so on the door panel, I do want to call it the nice wood grain texture with this aluminum-like finish around the door handle. You get two memory seats right there, which is really nice. All your switchgear here, power up and down windows, your child lock, window controls. And then this door card is mostly harsh plastics, but it does have the premium Bose sound system, which is really nice, a good touch. Down here, you do get nice Santa Fe on the door sill. And then going up here, you have your parking brake, your tailgate control right here, traction control off. But up here is that fingerprint reader to load up your personalized settings. So you have different driver profiles, you just scan in and it loads up your radio controls, your memory seats, which is really nice to have. Let's talk about the steering wheel. Dual tone with that center seam, which looks really premium, really nice, very Defender inspired, very Land Rover inspired, as people have talked about. You do have paddle shifters, all your controls are over here. Let's hear the horn real quick. Sounds pretty good. But I do want to show you guys these seats because the driver gets a nice little special treat. Down here, I go push this forward, you get that nice little leg rest. But if I just press this button here like this, it'll actually put me into like a nice little relaxation mode where everything kind of sits back, relax, the leg rest pops out, and then yeah, you can kind of just sit back here and chill, which is really nice. We'll just hold it like that to get us back into the normal position. And then there's also a heads-up display, but with that, let's hop onto the second row because I think it really gets better in the back. So I really think the second row has a lot of cool features, and I think the center console is one of my favorite parts because of this system and how it works. You do have rear access for the kids in the back too. They can grab a snack if they want without having to distract the driver, which is a cool touch. You also get this drawer down here that slides out. They have some more snacks. I put some in here, and then they can kind of store stuff in here. I do want to point out some things. If I actually take out these wires and I take out this little, false floor, I can kind of pull that out. You do also get, you can actually access that drawer, but you'll notice there's a divider in there. This divider right here, I can pull that out if I want. So I just grab it here. I can pull it out. I'm gonna put it back in there. I'm gonna actually, I'll pull it out. And then you do get a compartment that goes in underneath the wireless chargers effectively. So I'll actually put this back here. So if I put this over here, I can kind of hide it away from the kids technically. They won't be able to reach it. I mean, maybe they could. Actually, yeah, they can. So anyway, it's a nice divider. I think it's pretty clever that they thought about this drawer and shelf interface to that level so that people in the back can access it, as well as people in the front, depending on, who needs to do what they need to do. But let's talk about the rest of the amenities back here. First thing I want to talk about, USB-C ports built into the backrest. Nice little hangers here if you want to hook stuff onto a seat back pocket, which is cool. You get two cup holders on each door, so no cup holders in the middle, they're just on the doors. And then you do get a nice sunshade here, manual sunshade on the calligraphy model. And let's talk about these seats because they're pretty interesting. They're heated seats. You do get nice ratcheting armrests, which is a cool touch. And they're a combination of manually and power controlled operated, if that makes sense. So for example, I'll actually just sit here and show you guys. You do have your recline feature. That's the only way to recline. There's no manual recline. You have this raise and lower for that, like kind of the seat pad. And then to slide it, you have to lift this manual tab here and it slides forward. Now that comes in handy because I think the sliding is probably the thing that people are gonna be doing the most in this car. But when it comes to accessing the third row, which we'll do right now, I just press this button right here. It'll slide and then start the power recline process. There are safety measures, so if someone is back here, I tried it, it will pull back so you won't squish kids up front. But people in the third row could take advantage of that. Let's hop onto the third row here and show you what it's like. I'm sitting, this seat was reclined pretty far back. I'm 5'8", I can barely fit behind myself, but if I press the button here, it does the whole shebang. Let's talk features here. What do you get? Two seats that, I can't pull this. That recline, I have to pull that more. It's just hard to do it from this angle. I'm not the strongest guy in the world, so just don't come at me. All right, but you also get two cup holders. This is kind of a harsh plastic, but it's fine. It's gonna be, hit as you load things in and out because it's also in the storage compartment. You get dedicated fan speed controls in the rear, and you can turn that off, which is really nice. USB-C ports, and then access to the power outlet, which is over here. It's a 115 watt, 115 volt, 150 watt power inverter, which is super cool. But if I bring this to like a more reasonable position, I just have to press the button to bring it up. I get a good amount of room back here. Very nice view. The seat is a little low, so my knees are pretty high, but kids can have no issues sitting back here and enjoying their iPads as they go to school or on a road trip. But with that, let's talk about exterior styling of this vehicle. So honestly, I'm a big fan with the redesign. It's a huge departure from the previous Santa Fe. You wouldn't even think they're the same model, to be honest, in just the next generation. And yes, it's inspired by that, Land Rover Defender that a lot of people talk about, but I think it looks good. I like to see it, and I'm sure people do too. Starting with the lighting, you get this on the calligraphy model, you get this nice light bar that goes into the LED H pattern headlamps, which is really nice. Down here, you get a mix of gloss black, some grills, integrated parking sensors, as well as active shutters that open and close depending on cooling demands. You have a front camera here as part of that 360 surround view camera system. And I like that the Hyundai logo is nice and flush with the hood. This is a nice matte paint. I love how it looks. But you get nice hood lines here, nice fender flares that are squared off, but the bottom portion that's gloss black is rounded off. This one has the 21-inch wheels with tires that measure 245 45 R21s. But coming around the side here, you get nice Santa Fe branding over here, paint matched side view mirrors with your camera down there, and then this kind of that floating roof line design with everything in the middle being gloss black gives a nice premium styling. But as we come along the back here, I mean, people have talked about this. I think it's clever. You have this nice little panel here, which, I mean, the Defender has. It's just a painted panel. This one's actually functional. You press in there, turns into a handle. So if I open the door here, I can easily grab on here, there, get my foot underneath the wheel, and then actually easily access if I have, let's say, a roof rack, if I have a box, a storage box up here, bikes, whatever it is you're doing on your adventure, they put that in there because they want to encourage people to get access up here. It's not a ladder system, but it is a handle, which turns a styling element into some aspect of versatility, which is nice. But you can also close that off to maintain your aesthetic. Coming around the back here, you get this wraparound, squared off LED tail light. People don't like how low it is, but the functionality behind it is the struts. They were able to push the frame and the struts as far out to the wide, as far out to the sides as possible to give you that large opening. But it works out. You get a huge opening, loads of storage space that we talked about earlier. This nice little deck lid spoiler over here with, you know, your third brake light, flat, you know, Hyundai badging with blacked out Santa Fe, look really prominent, really nice. And then obviously you have your redundant taillights over here because once this thing opens, the taillights go up with it. And you can see that nice H pattern over there. So yeah, and if you come on this side, you do have a single exhaust clip. And I'm going to talk about the engine real quick because I don't need to show you under the hood. It's not that impressive. It's a 2.5 liter. I mean, the engine bay isn't that impressive. The engine gives you enough power. 277 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. So enough power for getting around town, but no V6. There is a hybrid option available, and we might be getting a plug-in down the road, but we don't know. But yeah, guys, that's gonna wrap it up here. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comment section. Let me know if you guys think the Santa Fe Calligraphy is actually worth $50,000. I think it packs a lot of value, but it is creeping up on that Palisade, and you do get 3 seats in the third row on that one, and a lot of other amenities as well that you don't get on this. But this is the latest and greatest from Hyundai until we see a refresh on the Palisade. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed that, smash that like button and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.